Commissioner, problems with democratic legitimacy, accountability and timing of the various proposals of the banking union were foreseen. Unfortunately, now my concerns have increased in other areas. This is important because there is a single market cost-benefit analysis in making the ECB the Eurozone supervisor, and I am concerned that this benefit is now more marginal. We will, of course, aim to rebalance that. Given the treaty provisions, which I must say now look extremely deficient in the area of financial services, given those treaty provisions, nevertheless, I supported the ECB as Eurozone supervisor to give credibility. But we should not pretend that this is a mutualisation that gives the pockets of the ECB to backing Eurozone banks. The only backup is the ESM, which is in fact dubious and indirect now. After that, it's the pockets of the Member States, which has relevance for accountability. Regarding the proposals themselves, the Parliament must be fully involved in both pieces of legislation. There are ways that this can be done, and the moral pressure is enormous. We are making the ECB into the banking supervisor at a time of crisis, at a time when the ECB has become centre stage in both economic and political events. Further, given that the transfer of power to the ECB is not comfortable for many, indeed maybe not for the majority of Member States, nor easy to balance for single market procedures, nor for accountability, it is all the more important that the voice of the directly elected House must be seen to play a strong role, beyond that of merely giving an opinion. I do acknowledge that you and President Barroso have both spoken of this being treated as a package. On accountability, the role of the Parliament must stretch beyond an appearance from time to time in the Econ Committee. I have conspicuously defended the independence of the ECB in monetary policy, but this must not inhibit due process in the supervisory side. We do not expect regulatory failure, but in such an event, an inquiry has to be possible. Without such inquiries, we would not have found out about many aspects of the financial crisis and what went wrong. Waiving independence in this respect would help to demonstrate the separation of the supervisory side of the ECB from the monetary policy side. On disciplinary matters, the procedures should, as far as possible, also mirror the norms of national procedures. The ECB will in effect be prosecutor and judge, with possibility of ECJ review. If a banking licence is at stake, then this review procedure is not fast enough. And when it comes to hearing procedures, the committee has more than once indicated dissatisfaction with the DG Comp hearing process and lack of clarity in charges and evidence. I do not wish to see that as the model to follow. More work is needed to be done to protect the single market. There must be a duty of care from the ECB to the single market in the same way that is required of the Commission. The interaction of the ECB and the EBA needs adjustment to make sure that it is fair for all, and I know how difficult that will be. The ECB must have an outward-looking approach. For example, supervising all banks should also mean branches of third-country megabanks. That is a role for an international supervisor. There is, of course, also an issue of ensuring gender balance on the supervisory board. Chair and vice-chair selected from the ECB's men-only pool is not satisfactory. Finally, supervisory policy is a matter for the single market and the EBA, not just the ECB. A single rule book is now no longer sufficient. We must have a single supervisory handbook. compiled using the expertise of the supervisors from across the Union under the auspices of the EBA. Thank you.